All right, aloha friends. It's game time with the Goss, powered by Grey Wolf Promotions. I'm your host, Brian Gossett with GM Sports Media. And today's guest is Walnut Grove head softball coach Tim O'Brien. Walnut Grove still in the playoffs, still regional semifinals this week, taking on Forney, and they are 37-3. Coach O'Brien, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, so just take me through that Lone Star series. You guys beat Lone Star in the regional quarterfinals last week. First time in these playoffs, going to a game three. Just talk about kind of bouncing back after losing game two.
So I I've played Coach Thuman, for a lot of years now since I've been in Frisco. And so him and I met in the same place we met last year before the regional finals. And it was kind of fun just kind of sitting with him talking and we were excited about playing one another. We were sad that it was in round three and maybe not round five like last year. But he knows me, I know him. And so the big message I told the girls was, they're going to come in ready to, to fight, to scratch, to win, to claw, whatever they had to do. And they had to be ready to match that intensity. And I also told them like they usually bring pretty good fan base, that can get loud and get into it and create, I like a fun environment. But if you're not ready for it, it can be kind of intimidating. So I try to prepare them for that. And, it played out kind of like I told the girls, hey, let's try to get that first one. I said, if we win that first one, the second one, they're going to come out and they're going to give you everything they got. And they did. And it was good. Now that we've won, it was a good learning moment for my girls because I've got a few that have been in the playoffs and gone deep. Some of them haven't been in the playoffs and some they've never been out of the first round. So getting to feel that energy, that momentum swing back and forth, try to tell them that you have to learn how to close a door on somebody when you have them, down. You got to be able to close that door, and not let them creep back in. In that second game, I feel like we had them, and then we let them back in, and then they took it, and then it went to game three. But game three brought Lindsay back in, and I felt really good, and the girls were confident. Everything I told them, they kind of took to heart, and I felt like we were really calm. They had a lot of energy, and it was a lot of fun. It was a fun game.
Yeah, Lindsey Hooker, your pitcher. I was going to ask you because you went into game two on a 33 game winning streak. I mean, did you feel like that loss was good for you guys?
Um, I don't know about good. I mean, it was one of those things I told the girls. The win streak doesn't get us anything. You know, uh, Having it, doesn't get us anything. And so it was one of those things. If we kept it, great. If not, come back game three. And so that was our kind of approach. Is like we don't want to lose, but if we do, it's not the end of the world because that's not what we're trying to do this year. So it was good, but we didn't make it bigger than it needed to be. And that's usually as a coach, that's what I try to do is keep an even keel about things. I always feel kids kind of echo what the coach says, what the coach feels. And so if I can kind of keep a calm demeanor, then the kids will keep that calm demeanor and just kind of take everything as it goes.
Well, let me go back a little bit to last year. You're coaching Frisco Heritage. You guys make history. You go all the way to the state semifinals.
Yeah.
You have a lot of great girls. Of course, one in particular was your pitcher, Jensen Hall, who's now just doing some great stuff at Dartmouth as a freshman. Um, what was that year, that experience like to go all the way to state, and then just um, how easy was it to just watch and coach Jensen?
Um, you know, that kid is one of the best athletes I've coached as far as for her approach to the game. Like that kid is super smart. I mean, super smart, which is why she's at Dartmouth. But she did a great job of balancing her academic and her athletic, and then basically committing a lot of energy to both. So, when we got her in, I mean, she was never like a big, thick girl, but she was 6'1", little thinner. But we went in the weight room. She embraced the weight room. She worked hard. Like she's one of the hardest working girls I've had. Super coachable, great leader by example, a lot of intensity, and just an absolute desire to perform and do well. So it was so much fun coaching that team, coaching her. The one of our games last year, we played a team, and I think I had the shortest girls on the team out on the field at the same time. And she called the time out and called them all in. And it was, her and then everybody else. It looked like, Willy Wonka and the Oompa Loomps out there. But like that's the thing. She had a personality where she had dry sense of humor. So it was like sometimes when I first started coaching her, I was like, okay, wait a minute. If she tried, she being a little disrespectful there, like, nope, it's just her. She was an absolute joy. She's a coach's dream. Love that kid. And I am so excited for the success she's having up there. It's not surprising to me. I had a good feeling that she was going to go up there and just kind of knock it out of the park. So I'm really, really, really happy for her.
Talking with Tim O'Brien, head softball coach at Walnut Grove. If you guys don't know, it's Walnut Grove's first year as a school, so first softball season. Um, just what has this experience been like? And coming in day one, um, you get a lot of girls from Prosper High, from Rock Hill, but at the same time, you guys are sort of doing these things together. You have to meet them at the day one, and it just seems like you guys are doing a lot of these firsts together. Just talk about what it was like to meet the girls, and then these last 3 to 4 months.
So, one of the reasons why I came to this area at first, it was going to be to try to get a head job at Memorial. And then a job at Heritage opened up. So I took that, and that was a blessing. And really, truly, I always believe that, things happen for a reason. And, I applied to the Panther Creek job, and I didn't get an interview there. They had their sights set on somebody else. But I was like, okay, it was by my house. I was like, oh, let me see. And then this one opened up, and it was the idea of opening up a brand new school, and starting everything fresh, ordering all the uniforms, setting the culture, setting everything. That was really exciting to me. And it was something that I wanted to try. A lot of people told me like opening up a school is hard. And it hasn't been easy, but it's been so much fun. And like meeting the girls, hiring Coach Cooper, who's my assistant. I got her from Lebanon Trail. It's just been the perfect, everything has just kind of come together, and worked perfectly. From us planning like what our uniforms would look like and getting the girls excited about it, meeting the girls, meeting the parents, setting the expectations, creating the culture. And that's been the big thing is early on, really trying to get the girls to buy in, like, everybody, all these coaching cliches, we over me, everything like rowing the boat, everything, all that kind of stuff. It all matters. But it was in the end, it was setting the culture, how we wanted the girls to play together. And early on, we knew we had talent. But when we first started, we played that first scrimmage at Denton Geyer. It was like, ooh, we looked like we just started playing softball and, not had a lot of experience. It didn't go so well, but from that point on, it just slowly got better and better and better. And then I told the girls, matter of fact, today, Denton Geyer's got a program that's well known in this area. And we played them in a tournament and we beat them. And that was sort of the moment where, okay, this thing has kind of come together for us. And I told the girls, like, I came here because I wanted to create a program that was sort of, in the softball world looked at. It's like, hey, that's the team to beat. And it's just kind of happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. But that's because we got great kids. The kids that came here bought in, some that have experience, some that were JV players that we've moved up to varsity, but everybody's just bought in. And that's been the great thing. It's whatever the role is, they accept it. And if they want more of a role, they work for it. And it's just been fantastic. It's been absolute joy to coach these girls.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if this season and your record, things like that, if it even exceeded your expectations, because not your typical first year program. Because I mean, at this point, a lot of girls a lot of the girls play select. Again, you have girls that have done some great things and gone on deep playoff runs with some of the other Prosper schools, and Prosper alone has some great softball talent. But yeah, I don't know what your goals were going in, but have they kind of exceeded your expectations?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Once again, when I took the job, I figured I would get some talent. Which is one of the reasons I came here. The school, the facilities are top notch. The field is top notch. And so it's like, okay, we should get some athletes here. And that's one of the reasons, when I got Coach Cooper, my assistant, it was like, hey, we should have some talent here and be a good softball program. Then when we got them in and we started seeing the pieces that we had, like, okay, yeah, we got pieces. So we should be pretty good. Did I think we would be 33 in a row? Yeah, no, that I did not see happening. But it's been a pleasant surprise. It's one of those things where we just kind of kept winning and just kind of kept going. And, to our credit, to the girls' credit, like we didn't harp on it. It was just kind of like, as a matter of fact, like, hey, your guys are at 25 in a row now. And they would be kind of surprised. So it's been good. It's, the whole cliche, like one at a time. But really and truly, that's what we've done. It's just every week, just come out like, hey, this is what we're playing. This is the game plan. Okay, win. Excellent job, ladies. Next game, boom, win. So it's been a lot of fun. It really has been a great ride.
Again, you guys are 5A Region 2 semifinals, 3-game series. Doesn't get any easier with Forney. I believe in some polls they're number 1 in 5A. But have you had a chance to see Forney much? And what's your take about this week's matchup?
Yeah, that's been the crazy thing. This little part of the bracket, it is just loaded with people. So I told the girls, hey, if you guys make it to state, y'all deserve it. And so it's been fun, like having Lone Star and then turn around playing Forney, and then possibly that 5th round looking at who we're going to play. Forney, I've never played them. We've been in the playoffs and had a chance to meet, but both get knocked out or one of us get knocked out. I've looked at a little film on them. Solid team, solid pitching. Talked to coaches. They give nothing but glowing reports about them. So we feel like we can match up well with them. I feel like it's going to be a good series. And I've told the girls, once you get to this point, everybody can beat everybody. It's just a matter of, do you execute your game plan? Do you have a good night? Do you overcome the ups and downs? Really, truly, I think that's what it's coming back to is who can kind of handle the little mistakes and not let it become big mistakes, whose bats get hot. That's usually what it comes down to when you start playing these levels.
And kind of piggybacking on it, I don't know, again, how much you've seen her, but their ace, Kaylee Slade, among the top pitchers in the area ever since she's started playing high school. Just what are some of the things your kids have to do at the plate to kind of get her out of the rhythm?
One, we looked at her and we watched film on her today. And the big thing, when we always kind of preach this, is don't let that ball you should have hit go by. She gives you that fat one on accident, you need to be ready. Because it's like anything, if you fall behind and all of a sudden you're going to be chasing her pitches. And if we end up chasing her pitches, it's probably not going to be a good outcome. But we also talk with the girls about how they can make little adjustments and so forth. And so the big thing for me is just being prepared, understand what she's trying to do to you, and then just react to what you see. Don't go up there thinking too much. Ball comes out of her hand, react to what you see. If it's a strike, hit it. If it's a ball, let it go. I try to keep things very simple. I don't try to clog their minds up with a whole lot. The more they think, the slower they react.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you hopping on, and for people like me and Kenny, the Chocolate Bear, it's been fun to see all the wins and all the success. It's been a real joy.
Thank you. I appreciate everything you guys are doing for softball. It's a great game. I love this game. And anything we can do to promote these girls and get them out there, they absolutely love it and they deserve it. So thank you for what you do. And I love these kids. They are so much fun to be around. They make coming to work just a blessing every day. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.